After their strange meeting with Hrumbrand, the protectors of the past believed that a trap... That made you laugh?
His name is so...
Believe that...
you hit the H hard.
Hrumbrand.
While.
Whiskey.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to start over. How about that? After their strange meeting with Hrumbrand, the protectors of the past believed that a trap was waiting for them at the north gate of Bresk. Curious who had laid it out for them, the party decided to go and spring the trap. However, when they arrived, the protectors were surprised to find not an ambush, but a city guard with horses for each member, holding the gate open. Confused, the party decided to sneak out of the city by another way, expecting an ambush on the road. However, none came. Returning to their inn, the protectors discovered a daunting sight. Dozens of guards, several talons, and even a few griffin riders gathered around the inn, clearly interested in the party. Walking past them and up to their room, the allies were shocked to find the room empty, no Balin in sight. Misspelling. There was evidence of a scuffle and a person being dragged out of Balin's room. Before they had time to investigate further, though, a few Talon thugs burst through the door, intending on capturing the protectors using some clever magic. The party was able to... Oh, excuse me. That was a period. Using some clever magic, the party was able to calm the assailants and escape. Upon leaving the inn, the protectors of the pass were discovered by the guards waiting outside. Knowing the numbers were against them, the party made a break for the north gate, and like so many ants crawling over a hill, the army of guards milled behind them in hot pursuit. They returned to the gate to find the same guard that was there before, who quickly untied the horses, led the party outside, and slammed the gate behind them. Dashing along the road, the party made as much distance between themselves and the churning city, seeking to capture the protectors of the pass. We also spent some time in the evening discussing plans.
Significant.
And what we landed on was, Winry and Rayland, do you want to explain what you guys are going to do?
Going back.
Well said.
Verbose.
As Rayland
We
is
probably should have
pretty-
just stayed there, Rayland.
No, I think this worked out in our favor. They're gonna
They won't
not
expect
us. Yeah. So
He's so
let's
smart.
make our way back. We'll climb the walls under the cover of darkness. See what we can't figure out about why they tried to arrest us, what Nina is up to, what Saramis is up to. See if we can't find some more allies to help us. I think with our combined know-how, we'll be able to avoid any kind of trouble. Keep our heads down. Do things the quiet way.
So what's everyone else going to do while we do this?
And in the meantime,
In the meantime, the remaining three of us are going to make our way to Lord Gallo and see what we can do to secure his assistance as well.
You guys are going tonight and, not in the morning?
Well,
Well, we want it to be dark when we get there.
Is that true,
But,
Rayland? Do you want it to be dark?
I'm pretty sleepy. I'd like to go to sleep right now.
well, so
It's
you
about
guys,
3 a.m. in the morning.
yeah, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning kind of time right now. So if you head back right now, especially on foot, you probably wouldn't get there until afternoon. So it might be in your favor to take your rest now, and then you'll make it back there by evening.
Yeah, that was our plan.
I make the hut.
Okay. And at that, everybody with concern potentially for the next morning and splitting up, you guys take your long rest. You can feel free to heal as you do so. And I think even as I had said at the start, or the end, sorry, of the previous session, when you wake up in the morning, cold, the threat of snow in the air some more. You can just make out what looks like the cloud of dust, or not dust in this case, but of snow effectively getting churned up by what looks like a patrol or something of this sort. Potentially horseback, but it is long in the distance and far enough away that all you can see is this slight haze on the horizon.
You should take
So
the disguise.
So before you guys go, how many healing potions do you each have?
Mother, I have 2.
Let me see.
Normal.
Here. I've got 1 greater and it looks like 1 or 2 lesser. 2 graders. Huh.
Cheese and
Yeah.
crackers.
Yeah, I guess I don't
Sounds
really
like you're
get hurt
good.
much. Don't really need them. Hey, Myetharia, do you want one of these?
Sorry.
But I
what
mean-
did-
No.
We're
You
not
can
going to be
keep-
fighting.
Well,
I'm
in
avoiding
case-
I'm going to be running away from fights.
And if we get into an altercation, then they're just going to throw us to the prison. It's not like we can fight our way out of it, right?
Yeah. If we're going to have to fight and we're trapped, we're going to turn ourselves in. Probably better that way.
That is all well and good. I would still like you to have the means to be able to, in case you are taken by surprise and get hurt.
I'm gonna I'll be like near her. I'll like reach up. I'm gonna touch her hand and just be like, Bryn, we'll be all right. I wouldn't worry too much.
And then I'll
Just like the outside of her hand, not like hold her
Yeah.
hand, but like just like
before they go on Winry, I'm going to give her a hug, and I will cast Death Ward on Winry if my spells would work. So for 8 hours.
So that's... Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yep. For 8 hours, if you get knocked to 0, you pop back up to 1.
Okay.
1 time.
Just reload the page.
Boy, boy.
Yeah.
And then also before you guys go, I will cast Aid at 2nd level, and I'll put it on Winry, Rayland, and Myetharia, and you guys all get 5 temporary hit points.
At max hit points, am I wrong?
Maximum and current hit points increase by 5.
Yep.
Max.
So those are not
So
temporary.
it's not temporary?
Oh, you're
Nope,
right.
It's actually override.
Yep.
oh
Plus
wow,
5.
Right.
for how long?
For 8 hours.
Okay.
Override. Max HP?
It should
I
be
am
like
also-
a plus 5 potential
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna unhook my cloak
Oh,
of
now I
many
only have
fashions.
5 hit points.
Yeah, you have to add it onto that.
That is not correct.
Is it max HP modifier instead?
Oh.
You have to add it. No, you have
Yep.
to add
Nope.
it to.
It's max.
Yeah.
Add
it's
it
max
to.
Max
HP.
HP modifier.
Yeah.
Now I have 50. Bryn, what did you do to me?
Knocked you down to 5 hit
I feel so
points.
Bryn's like, only 5 hit points. You're not going by yourself now, are you?
Right?
I'm gonna unclasp also my cloak of many fashions, and I'll hand it to you guys and say, you have the hat of disguise. Maybe this will help you further. I don't think I have a lot of use for it, and you might find some good in it.
I'll look to Winry.
Oh.
I'll look at Winry.
I will take it and put it on. And
I'll
Can
help
I
you
make-
put it on.
can I make it look like snow?
Sure.
Try to like blend into the snow.
Yeah, I've said that once, like a ghillie suit.
A what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just you're not gonna know what that is.
Well, you never played Call of Duty before? I'll also, if I can catch Rayland for a second before they head off, I'm gonna look at him solemnly, and if he is willing to maintain solemn eye contact for a few seconds with Jack, I'll just say, take care. What? What?
Wisdom saving throw.
Do I need to roll a wisdom? Do I need to roll like Constitution save here?
No. Just like, oh, why are you looking at me?
Gross.
And I'll just say, please take care of her.
Yeah. Okay.
Winry, not my cloak. My cloak, I'd like you to take care of my cloak, but I prefer you take care of Winry more than the cloak. But I like the cloak. The cloak was a gift from Kristen, so I'd like it back. Good luck.
Yeah, he'll get the cloak back. Don't worry.
What's the plan?
As they're leaving, I'll just kind of look to the both of them. Well, it was a pleasure working with the two of you these past few months, and I hope we'll see you again.
Are you saying goodbye, Myetharia?
Well, you are leaving, are you not? So yes, I'm saying goodbye.
Okay.
We'll see you again.
Hopefully
I do
not
have
just
one.
a few days.
Yeah, we don't know how long, huh? We'll see.
For the record, it's going to be about 4 days, maybe 5 days by horseback to get to Gallows Land.
Which actually
If
brings
we
me to
take
what
a
I was
horse.
going to say next.
If you take the horse. Yeah, I know. I realized that, but I realized that also that they may or may not be able to afterwards. So I just wanted to give you a rough timeline of what you're looking at.
That's
Are you
fair.
considering taking the Takashi? Takashi?
Yep.
Cassie.
Is that name?
I was thinking so it's harder for us to track since there's few of us. He can carry us easier.
Jack, if you don't mind, could you possibly create a illusion that looks like Winry and I on the back of the bird, and maybe just swoop in close enough that they might catch a glimpse of you taking off here?
Hopefully they won't see us, but yeah, that's a very good idea, Rayland. I'm happy to do that.
Maybe you should be seen.
It doesn't matter if they see you leaving.
We're also going to be flying away on a giant eagle, so we probably are not going to be very sneaky to begin with. So,
Yeah,
but that is a
exactly.
very good idea.
Who has our last eagle token?
I do.
Rayland does.
Okay, good.
I'll hand. I'll keep. Actually, I'll
You keep it.
So for
That's
the
a good
record,
idea.
I'm pretty sure Takassi's not going to be able to carry all three of you.
Oh.
What about like a critical roll where he carries one in his talons? And
It's
two on his back?
480 pounds is what he
Oh,
can
I thought it
carry.
was 500. Oh.
Well, 480, 500, basically the same number.
We're light.
It's
We're light
about we're
enough,
about
aren't we?
there. I'm probably the chunkiest one.
Keep in mind all that you're carrying too.
Oh, that's true.
You don't count it other times, Justin.
We can shove a lot of
Only
stuff.
do when you're getting picked up by another creature.
I have
Yeah, granted,
plenty
but
of
I'm
space in
carrying
my
this
bag
half
of
my
holding.
weight as well, so.
That's
I
true.
can still carry 300 pounds of stuff in my bag of holding.
Okay, you might be able to make it work. I just wanted to make sure you considered it because 500 pounds is probably about what the three of you weigh together,
Yeah.
give or take.
We'll just put
Got a little
Winry,
higher,
or we'll
but
put
still.
Myetharia into the bag of holding. Shouldn't be a problem.
You might want to put like
yeah,
Bryn's
that works
armor in
every
there,
time.
for instance.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could probably make it work with the bag of holding. We'll say you could probably make it work.
I would like to say that over whatever free time I have, I finished stitching the bag of holding into my... Oh, but I'm giving you the cloak.
Yep.
Okay, never mind. I need that back. Sorry.
Okay.
It looked really good on you, Winry, but
That's
kinda need it.
alright. It made me a little warm anyway.
also you blend in great with the snow naturally.
If I
She's
were
naked.
naked.
Well, we're not going to be there.
My colors
don't
are
look,
pretty
Rayland.
bright. Raylan doesn't
Anyways.
want.
Raylan doesn't want to get furry baited.
Not my scene.
So the three of you are going to jump onto Tabaxi and stuff some stuff in the bag of holding in order to be able to fly away. The other two of you, what are you up to? What's your plan?
We are going to... I think we're going to kind of travel along, like just offside the path through the woods. Do our best to kind of...
So we don't get lost.
Cut through the woods, but stay near the path.
Okay, you can do your best to kind of hop from...
In fact, we're going to walk single file, and we're going to use Winry's tail to cover our tracks.
Like a duster!
Yeah,
I love it!
So I'll walk in front of Winry, keep an eye out, and keep our ear to the ground for any kind of patrols, and try and duck and hide, and we're going to make our way to the gates. We're not going to go... Well, not to the gates. We're going to make her to the wall.
Yeah. A long way.
Okay, so initially, you've got to evade the initial patrol here. That's going to be step one. So, the three of them alight onto Tabaxi.
Before we go, I'm going to just walk up to Winry and give her a big hug and say, "This is really brave, Winry, and I'm really proud of you. But please be careful."
Always, Jack. You too.
Always. That's it.
Okay. Did you want to cast anything in order to mimic Rayland and Winry on the back of the
it's
eagle?
only a 5-foot cube that I can do with minor illusion, so I'll just do I'll try to make it look like both of them are laying down on the eagle, so just like their heads are poking up a little bit.
5-foot cube is pretty big. You could do basically their whole bodies, as long as Winry is hunched a little bit.
All right, sure. Then I do their whole bodies.
I'm good with that. Okay.
Except for Winry from below the knee down. Everything else is there except that. Just to make sure I can fit it.
Yeah, you need to hit that sweet spot where you're flying far enough away that they don't notice, but close enough that they see that there's 5 people on this eagle.
Well, we'll find him and then we'll find him and do a quick bank really quick and then take off.
Bye.
So specific.
You guys, kind of wait a little bit. They start to get a little closer as Rayland and Winry get away a little bit as much as they can, and load up onto Tabaxi, hop into the air, and do a little circle back before moving forwards. Try to give them just enough of a sight to be able to see that you guys have taken off. When you do so, Jack, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 22.
Okay. So I've rolled a 17 for them for their insight, which is pretty good, actually. But
Nice.
good enough, and that was at disadvantage. But your illusion, it seems, has gotten their attention pretty reasonably well. So Rayland, Winry, go ahead and make stealth checks first.
One of many.
So it begins.
They don't see much, so you guys probably have a hard time failing it.
Oh, I have advantage, correct?
You are with Rayland.
You do.
That's good. 29.
Okay. Jeez.
26.
I did roll a 2.
Wow. Good start,
Excellent,
guys.
Excellent work from you two. They don't seem to notice you guys as they come riding into the clearing where you guys were staying. They give
That's
a quick
maybe
look
one
through.
of the most important ones to do well on too.
That tail behind Winry right now is...
Well, I'm going to get to that. They do a quick once-over of the camp where they were staying, and you can...
They theoretically shouldn't have known where we are because we use branches to lead off the path to the hut, but just saying.
They saw you take off.
Yeah, I think that they can approximate.
They have a pretty good idea.
And there's going to be a big area of trampled snow and stuff. So I'm going to say that you left them a decent area for them to look in, and when they do so, they kind of look around, make sure no one's still there, anything like this, and then they look up in the sky, look at the eagle, and Winry, I want you to make one survival check. Try to cover your tracks.
Oh, goodness.
and they are going to have disadvantage on their perception check to notice your tracks because they are distracted by the bird and thinking that everyone is gone.
8.
Okay. With disadvantage, they rolled a 2.
Eh,
So with that, they
The
look
stress
thoroughly
already,
confused.
I'm not even doing it this time, and I'm just like, oh gosh.
No.
You guys are still close enough that you're kind of looking over your shoulders every now and then to make sure as you kind of are hiding in the snowbanks and behind little copses of trees, things like this. And you can see them shaking their hands a little bit, kind of shaking their heads, a little bit, looking up at the sky where the bird was, as you flew away, before they mount back up. Thanks, guys. Mount back up onto their horses and begin to ride once more north along the road.
North.
Oh, so they're
Where
trying
you guys
to...
are going. Yep.
oh, cool.
And we got the
That
They're
worked
not-
out really well then.
They're not in a big hurry. And it's like a group of, how many was it? Like 8, roughly, that were coming
Would you
along.
a fireball or just
Because they saw
Yeah,
how
I totally
fast
have fireball.
they saw how fast that they were running and flying away, so they weren't in a massive hurry to chase after them. But they're at a normal procession, kind of intermittent walking and trotting with the horses to keep up their stamina and
Could we
following
tell?
along.
Could we
That's
tell
very
if they
gross.
were the Talons or if they were guards?
It'd be hard to say for sure because they're going to be wrapped up in winter cloaks at this point. When they're out on the road, it's difficult to tell without getting close enough to them what emblems they would be wearing. Well, while you guys are flying north, as you continue on towards Lord Gallows' lands, you've got I should check out the bird's speed to see how fast you go. It says on there, right? No, it doesn't. Not for the token, it does.
Giant eagle speed.
I think, Rob, didn't you add it though?
yeah, I
Twice
did.
80, so we'll say it goes
Go
twice as
to-
fast as normal. So we'll cut your travel from
no,
being
no,
4 to 5
actually.
days to being just over 2 days if you take the bird the whole way.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Why 80?
rest of you then, the rest of you being Winry and Rayland,
I
you've
love
got
that it has speed 10,
couple of days,
fly
yeah.
80,
because it waddles. The other 2 of you head back towards town. As you're heading back in, the roads themselves, or the road itself, that was a weird noise. The road itself is pretty clear, pretty normal. Nothing seems out of place as you're starting to get closer. There's none of this big bustling and aggressive. There's no marching of troops, anything of this nature yet. As you guys are heading back towards town, and it takes you what you traveled in horseback one direction in about 4 hours. It takes you about 6 hours to make the time back to get back to the city. So by that point, it's starting to get dark. Sun is just setting over the mountains, the Atdar Mountains to your west, as you make it back towards the city gates. I know you guys want to infiltrate it in some way, shape, or form, but give me some details. What's the plan as you start to get closer? You can see the refugee line setting up outside the city walls as it was previously, and the walls themselves are. The gate is open currently, though it is just about time for it to close.
We're going to wait until the cover of darkness and climb the walls.
Are you going to try to blend in with the group waiting then, kind of outside the walls, or are you planning on camping out somewhere?
We're going to camp out somewhere, I think, right? When we
Okay.
Yeah, unless you think that we can disguise ourselves and go in with the refugees. I think they're
that-
using
I don't think that
magic
we'd be able to. I don't think we'd be able to lie our way in there.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys wait a few hours. You got there, like I said, back maybe 6 o'clock. That's a rough timeline in the evening. And so wait a few hours, 9, 10 o'clock, full cover of darkness at this point in these still late winter months. You feel free to make an attempt. What would you like to do? How do you want to get in?
We're going to keep an eye on the patrols, and when we see if we can see one of them move through, we'll try to pass through the clearing wherever there's a dark spot, because I'm sure there's a clearing between the forest and the walls. We'll
There
hustle.
isn't really a forest around Bresk itself. It's like farmlands.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're just gonna
That's why
try
I'm
and
saying
stay
you're
out.
kind of jumping from copse to copse kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna try and do. And then, so we're gonna hang out there, try to remain unnoticed until the gates close. It's nighttime. It's dark enough.
Yep.
Maybe when there's a
Yeah,
cloud, if there's a moon, there's a cloud in front of the moon, that type of thing. And
There's 2 moons.
yeah, we'll race towards the walls and just try to climb them like we do.
Okay.
Like we already did.
The rest, yeah, right. The rest of the city does not seem to be any different than when you left it. It looks very, very similar. There's no additional guard patrols. There's nothing seeming to be going on in addition to what you had left behind. So you watch the guard patterns atop the walls, wait for your opportunity with the cover of darkness, and then start to head your way up to the walls. Go ahead and make a stealth check, each of you, on the way up then to the walls.
16.
19.
You make it to the base of the walls. You don't think that anyone has noticed you so far, and there's a little bit of a clearing here because at the base there's no one really who's going to look straight down off the walls or anything like this. It's very shadowed, very dark here. So you have the opportunity to pick your time, and you can make the climb whenever you would like to.
We're gonna wait until, if we can't. Oh, actually, we're gonna probably not be able to really see where the guards are at the moment, but hopefully we've timed this out in our heads. That
And
we know
you can climb most of the way up there and wait and listen
Yeah,
for
and
the
we're
passing
gonna-
of footsteps.
Yeah, so we'll wait for those footsteps, and then once we've given them like, I don't know, whatever the interval is. I'm guessing it's like 3 minutes or something.
Yeah, 5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, so once they pass, then we'll go over and then jump down.
Okay. Well, with the climbing, each of you, give me an athletics check.
This is the one. All right, 15.
19.
Yeah.
Both of you scale the walls with ease this time, where you'd struggled in the past, Winry. This time, the claws come in handy.
That one was just practice.
I forgot.
First one was just practice.
Yeah, the outside of the wall is even slicker and more difficult than the inside as well, turns out. But you make it up to the top, you wait for your proper timing between guards, and you hop over and into the city once more. The city streets are
So far,
dark.
so good.
It's very similar to the night when you guys left. Except for this time, there's not the massive patrols of guards or anything like this around.
With
Where do you
that,
wanna
I'm
go?
actually gonna pop on the hat quick, and I've been observing the. Well, actually, we should figure this out. Are we gonna go to? Or are we gonna go and try and find a refugee camp?
We definitely didn't hear what you said.
Your whisper was a little too
Oh.
whispery.
Are we gonna go to Royals, or are we gonna go to a refugee camp?
Do you think he'll turn us in?
I think it might be. What time is it at night?
You tell me. You waited until you felt it was dark enough. At least
Yeah,
10.
it's yeah. I was gonna say midnight. Let's settle in at a refugee camp. Get our
So
bearings.
not to be a negative Nancy, but it's been 8 hours then because you traveled 6
Mhm.
and then waited for dark. So you guys
Yep.
don't have temporary hit points anymore.
Okay.
There's more for your
Well, nothing happened to
But-
us on the way there.
but
so-
I didn't
Bryn-
realize it
Bryn-
was so much farther back.
And Bryn took care of us. Like that's what she would do.
Exactly.
yeah.
So don't die.
I think we find a refugee camp and blend in there until we can maybe figure out our next steps.
Okay.
There's no true refugee camps within Bresk, but there are poorer areas. You could probably find some slums or something similar to this to hide out in instead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put on the hat and poof. I have kind of more raggedy clothes, and I look a little dirtier. I don't have my. I have a bigger beard. I have like a big beard and with some like gray in it, and some greasy hair. I look rougher. And I'll toss my disguise kit to Winry and say, make herself look like shit.
It doesn't matter as much for me. I was gonna use disguise self, but
How many do you, if you have, I mean, you could just toss it back to me and do that. How long does it last?
I have last 1 hour only.
Yeah, save it.
I will use the disguise kit. Is there like face paint in there? Try to get as much of myself darker as I can.
Okay. You're trying to make it look like a more black tabaxi instead?
Yeah. Or just dirt.
Okay. If Rayland, you're going to help her? Or is she going to do it on her own?
Yeah, I'm going to help her.
Okay. Go ahead and make a wisdom check. With advantage
wisdom.
because of Rayland's assistance.
Oh, she makes it. Okay.
Yes, she does. Unless, let me... You can roll it. No, I'm just going to say, if you can add your proficiency bonus if you are proficient in disguise kits, but I don't think you are.
17.
Her time in the circus and...
I know, right?
Right.
Well, it was all about me. Like, I didn't need to disguise myself. I was just...
Yeah, you were the
She
flying
was the
Winry.
attraction.
Exactly.
The attraction.
She wasn't a clown
Okay.
or anything.
It's pretty good. It's pretty convincing. It doesn't look like Winry very much anymore. There's a lot of darker colors streaked through. Most of the white is gone that's so prominent in her coat typically. And even the tail itself has been slimmed down as much as she could to try to make it look less flamboyant and poofy. Kind of slicked it down. Yeah, slicked it down with some grease or something like this in order to make it thinner.
Nasty.
Yeah, we need a bath after this.
The two of you, vagabonds, moving back into the city, start to work your way towards the poorer districts.
And we're going to try to avoid patrols, obviously.
Do what you can. And go ahead and make an intelligence check, both of you.
Oh,
Just intelligence. Try to figure out where you're going.
here's where we fail. And that's survival.
I don't think so.
No, survival's wisdom.
Oh no. A 0?
Oh,
Neither
no.
of you really know where the poor districts are of this place. Your
Well,
best
we haven't
guess that
been
you
there.
have is the one tavern that Rayland went to in order to play darts. And so you start heading in that direction because that's
What if-
the only place you know.
What about the place that Nathan Lowduke?
That was not here.
That was Sequin.
Yep, never mind. Wrong place.
You gotta walk quite a ways to get there.
So you guys really haven't been that far away. So the best place you have as a starting point is that kind of rundown inn that Rayland went to go play darts at, which I'm pretty sure had a name, but I don't know which of my taverns list I used for it. So I'm not sure what it was called off the top of my head. But you head back there, trying to avoid guards as best you can, and kind of slip your way into the room a little bit unnoticed. What's the plan? Are you just going to hang out? Try to find...
Well, it's midnight right now. Everybody is probably asleep.
There's still a handful of patrons, even though it's late at night. And you know what? I should say this too. One thing that catches both of your eyes when you get to the tavern here is that there is a couple of new signs up. The first one, probably not surprising to you, is a brief sketch of the party with a wanted sign below it. And it says wanted for treasonous activity.
Is it in color?
It's not. It's a charcoal sketch.
Does Jack
That's fantastic.
look intimidating and scary, or does he look dumb?
So
I'll
Did they
let you
get my
use
nose
your
right?
imagination.
Tangled.
I always get my nose wrong.
So I don't want to get
Is there a reward?
There is a reward for your capture, yes.
How much is it?
It is 200 gold pieces for
Oh,
any one of
We're
you.
worth more than
Any
that.
one of us?
Mm-hmm.
Each?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh.
as we enter the
The
tavern.
other poster that's on the other side is a different kind of wanted poster. It says basically recruiting soldiers for the militia and the guard. And it goes into a little bit of detail about wanted to prosecute claims against the traitor Gallo. And they're recruiting basically for more people, more
Oh.
arms.
To start a civil war.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. As we enter, do we notice anybody looking at us with more piqued interest than
Not
typical?
particularly, no. I mean, you guys are well disguised at this point. You look like vagabond ruffians, and nobody seems to be taking a second notice to you immediately, at least. The only one who kind of notices you is the barkeeper, who looks a little grossed out by
Winky.
Winry's look.
Rude.
I'll nudge Winry and say, can you ask the barkeep if he has a room? Tell him we don't have money to pay though. It's a lie. We'll see how it goes.
Why would he give us a room if we can't pay?
Then he'll maybe tell us where we can go.
Oh. I will approach the barkeep.
He's kind of cleaning out some mugs as he was watching you guys out of the corner of his eye, and as you approach, he gives a little nod and says, "Can I give for you?"
I have my head down and I'm holding my tail. We don't have any money to pay for rooms. Can you please spare one for us?
How old are you, lass?
16?
Seems a bit young to be hanging out in a tavern.
That man over there is my
Me?
adopted father.
Listen. I know we should.
Rayland's just sitting on the other side of the room, just like filing a nail or something.
I'll walk over. Listen. I will have heard what he said.
Sure.
Listen. Yeah, she's young, shouldn't be here. But I sent her over here to ask you if we could get a room gratis because we escaped the war to the north. And we don't have much. And I thought, a younger Tabaxi lass might pull on the old heartstrings. Do what you gotta do in these circumstances, right? Tough times.
Make a persuasion check, Rayland. And Winry, a deception.
I just don't actually want this room.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're really selling it for not wanting it.
Oh, there we go. We're good.
12.
5.
He kind of looks back and forth from Winry to Rayland and says, "I don't do giveaways. There's plenty of alleys you can find yourself a spot in."
Do you know one that might be safe for a old man and his Tabaxi charge?
Listen. You can stay in the stable for one night.
Thank you,
Well,
sir.
thank you.
If I find you there again afternoon, gonna have to call the guards.
Thank you. Okay.
Kind of goes back to wiping out the mug that he's got.
So we'll head there, and we'll hang out in the stables where I'm hoping it's mostly out of the way and there's nobody in and out. And yeah, okay, good. We won't be by any guards. Okay, great.
It's kind of behind the inn, like set up against it, basically, and it's it's a stable. It's got a loft that you guys can hang out in and some random hay to lay in. This sort of deal. It isn't much. It can house maybe 10 to 12 horses is a rough guess. And there's only a couple of them in the stalls themselves, and both of them look quite ragged, quite beat up, as though they've like farm horses that have been brought into the city for the night kind of thing.
Okay. Well then after that, I think we'll probably, I'll wait a little bit, half an hour, until I'm sure no one's going to come in, and I'll take off the hat for a second. It's like, and I feel my chops again. And then, I guess we should talk about what we're going to do. So,
should we go anywhere tonight?
I don't know. I think we should be patient. This is going to be a long road, and
We're gonna need somewhere else to stay.
I think we can spend some time tomorrow scouting a little bit more, seeing where we can blend in better among the refugees and such. And then we'll also scout the castle, keep an eye out for Nina, Ceramus, and you had talked about maybe visiting with Royal or who was the other guy? Aramol? Aramok.
Yep.
So tomorrow, I'm gonna take a tour around the city, see what I can do about scouting out places for us to stay, and spend some time at the castle, maybe in the morning and in the afternoon. Just watch the coming and goings of the nobles. While you
Do you
go.
have any money to pay anyone off if they want to turn us in?
Yes, I got some of that. Do you need it?
I only have 150 gold.
That'll be enough.
Okay. Because it said we were worth 200 gold each.
Oh, 150. She said 150?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give her 50. That's a good call. Good call. Good, yeah. Way to use your noggin, damn. So I'll give her 50 gold.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
You guys
Okay.
gonna lay low for the night, get a rest, and then get a scope of the land in the morning?
Yep. And I think that's an excellent time to switch to Gallo.
They're not there yet.
Flying,
No,
bro.
okay, all right. All right.
Travel?
Okay.
Cuts to Gallo.
Okay.
We're riding on the
We'll keep
back of
going,
an
we'll
eagle.
keep going.
Goes back
Yeah.
to you guys.
I just don't want
Coming
anybody to think
back up.
that we're like
No,
hogging
no.
the spotlight.
I am all ready for this. Remember that entire session where I was so stressed and took the entire
But
session
you
to go
didn't
through
have
one
to do any talking.
It's true.
You're just sneaking.
So far, so good. So
Hey, do we get to roll for our feats while we're traveling?
We will do that once you get there, basically. That'll be the end
Okay.
of the week.
yeah, so
Cut
whatever
to
time
us in the
left.
hut and us being like, wow,
This
there's
is
a lot,
so roomy.
there's a
This
lot
is
of room
great.
in here.
Yeah, we're like
We need to
we're
kick
like
them
tossing
out.
and turning on like hay
And
and
cold.
stuff and chilly and that's
Yeah,
that's
just
actually really
laying on
great.
We're in a
Stone
That would be-
circle
ground.
each other's hair.
That would be an excellent montage. You guys like luxuriating, and we're just like, ugh.
Rayland is just like nestled into Winry's tail, like with it wrapped around him for
That's
Like
my
he's like the
pillow,
kitty
just like-
cat.
Oily tail.
Like,
Greasy
Yeah,
tail.
should I try to get some of this off?
you might need. Well,
Because we're gonna be sneaking, not blending in.
you
Well,
might.
Sneak
Yeah.
when you're Blake.
You tell me.
They don't get that reference, hon.
I didn't actually hear
You're
it.
gonna be sneaking. Maybe I should try to blend in.
Well, I'm still gonna pose my best as a. You know what? You might want to use disguise self for
Okay.
making it to your visits.
I'm gonna use hay and try to wipe off as much as the paint
Yeah,
and
you
oil as
can
I
clean
can.
up.
And a water bucket, yeah, that the horses
Oh, we should have
used.
brought Jack's jug.
The decanter of water.
Yes.
I honestly thought about giving it to you, but I was afraid the guards would take it from me if you got captured and I'd never
Oh,
see
that'd
it
be
again.
gone forever.
Yeah,
We weren't so worried about your cloak, though.
true.
Except for the other magical item
Oh.
you sewn into the
So
side
you,
of it.
Oh,
yeah, so you clean up.
So Winry's
Yeah, you do what you can with the water from the horses and such, and take your long rest. Everybody sleeps. If you have any hit dice that are still remaining for some reason, you can hit that long rest button a second time. And in the morning, bright and early, the two of you wake up, ready to go.
So
I should say, I want to make sure something. That hat, how long does that last?
the hat will be done. I'm sure. It has 3 charges, so I've used 1 charge already.
Yep, you can cast Disguise Self effectively, so it does last an hour each time that you wear it.
Okay. Probably
That makes
did it
sense.
did it take us an hour?
So, can you like duck behind a corner and take it off if I can?
Yes, but
Okay.
that's more of a for maximum length. It has 3 charges,
Yeah.
so it can
Okay.
be used for 3 hours during the day.
And it recharges. Refreshing with a long rest, it says. Okay.
So
Right.
right now it has 3.
Just wanted to put it out there that it does not last indefinitely. So Rayland
Yeah.
does wake up as Rayland.
Yeah.
I know
so
you
I'll
took
be
it
Rayland.
off, but still.
Yeah. So I'll be Rayland, and you know what? I'm gonna try and like put my cloak up, my hood, and in the morning. You know what?
You should shave.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Whoa, with
use
what?
take out my disguise kit, shave. And
Oof.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
This
You
is
look
that.
so
Goes
young,
fast, right? That's a
Rayland.
halfling thing.
It like takes 20 years off. He's baby faced under it.
Yeah.
Your face is gonna be so cold, though.
Yeah, why are my cheekies so cold?
Don't make me regret this. And I'm also gonna like cut my hair down very short, so it'll be like, yeah, very short. Like,
Well, we just got pictures done, and Rayland immediately changes who he looks
Totally
like.
different.
I can change it in Photoshop.
yep. So smooth cheeked, short hair. I probably look very like bro-ish now. I don't know, but
You definitely
And-
look like a new man and much younger.
yeah. So I'll have my cloak. I'll still have my cloak up. I'm gonna keep my hat there. But I'm not gonna put it on at the moment while I'm scouting out, because I'm gonna scout out the poorer sections first, just to see
Okay.
where people are congregating. And then, oh wait, no. First, I'm gonna spend an hour at the castle gates nearby. The inn is right next to the castle, right? The
It's
castle gates.
nearby, yeah. It's within
So I
a
want to
short
kind of
walk.
I kind of want to mull around. I might even like roll myself a cigarette and disguise self as like a line cook. Just like, you know. So I'm out there. I'm like, I got my blue collar job. I'm like line cook. I'm still, I'm still short. I'm still a hobbit. But yeah, I've got my new look.
Halfling.
And I've disguised myself to look different than a did I say hobbit?
Yep, you sure did.
Halfling.
Okay.
So, yeah,
So
but I'm a
heading
good looking
over
hobbit. I have
towards-
like blonde hair.
Heading over towards the castle gates, though, in that direction, and trying to inconspicuously blend in as a just ordinary person.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a deception check. Just a general one. I'll even give you advantage because you've changed what you look like.
24.
Okay. You meander your way back over there, past the Golden Griffin on your way back over there, the inn that you had stayed with Balin, and head into, towards, I should say, the front gates of the castle. There you just kind of hang out a little ways away from them, kind of scoping things out as you stand there.
What
are you looking for?
I want to. So there are 3 or 4 people that are important to me. Tharavan Vast is one of them. Ceramus, Nina, and then Royal. I also care about Aramak. So those are the 5 people. I want to keep an eye out for them. If I see them approaching the gate, I want to kind of mark in my head where they were approaching from. And if I get lucky, I'm hoping that I could even see maybe what building they came from.
So just to make sure that I've got it, it's Thraven Vast.
Mm-hmm.
It's Aramak.
Mm-hmm.
Which were the other 2?
Royal.
Okay, Rex Royal.
And I forgot the last one. Ceramus, the Inquisitor. Nina, Nina and the Inquisitor. Ideally, I would like to know where they live. That's kind of what I'm doing. So if I can remember where
relatively early, with kind of beginning of sunrise, a little bit afterwards, Cassie just left. Get there a little bit after sunrise, after you've woken up, gotten ready, this sort of thing. Get over there and start posting up to watch, kind of look around. The guards initially give you a quick search, like a little look over with their eyes. They don't seem to register anything, don't seem to notice too much. And then they just start to ignore you as you kind of sit there smoking a cigarette on your own time. As you sit there and watch, you do notice a couple of people arrive. So there is kind of like what I described before. It's almost like an apartment block that is adjacent to the palace where all of the dignitaries stay. It's really meant for the proxies and for the lords and ladies when they are there. That's really the only people who stay there. And so a little bit later, kind of more normal morning time for like the start of the day, give or take, a couple of hours, like maybe an hour and a half after you've been there, you notice Aramis and Rex both leaving, not together, but they leave that little apartment block and walk across the square basically to the front gates of the castle, where they meet with the guards in the morning, discuss with them like a brief little chit chat on their way past and through the gates, this sort of thing. A short time after that, maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes, Ceramus is the next one who comes out. He comes out of the same place. And you do know, just looking at it, there are guards who are around that building as well. Not as many necessarily as who are at the castle, but it is still a well-guarded place intentionally. But Ceramus is the next one to leave.
So I'm able to mark for those 3 which building they left, or which... Like they're
all out of the same area. It's like a I don't want to quite use the word hotel, but it's effectively like a hotel. And so they're walking out into the main plaza, across it to the castle and in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You do not catch any sight of Nina or Thravenvost as you wait there, at least for the first couple hours as you kind of sit there and wait. But the first 3, the 2 proxies and Ceramus, the Regessian ambassador, all 3 of them come out of that one building effectively and into the castle. Winry, what are you up to?
I don't know where any of those people are. I'm gonna look, try to find us a place to live.
Okay.
I'm gonna use disguise self. Change myself. 1 foot shorter, and I'm going to be a human woman with a chubby human woman with dark hair and plain looking.
I had to bite my tongue there for a moment.
Trying to describe myself.
Okay.
That
You
sound like
disguise
you.
yourself. It
Chubby.
It was a joke. A shorter, chubby, plain-looking woman with dark hair.
Well, a foot shorter. I'm like 6'3".
That's a foot shorter. It's like 5'3". That's
Yeah, that's
basically how
pretty short,
tall
I
you
guess.
are.
5'1".
You want to be fat there,
But-
Cassie?
Yep. Secretly.
So
My
you've got an
goal.
hour as you do so, and you just kind of stroll about throughout the city, looking around for different places, kind of marking lesser used areas, poorer districts, things like this. I'm not really going to make you roll for this. You just kind of spend the majority of your time walking through the city and kind of placing different things, placing different places that you might consider in the future as poorer districts.
Yep.
When your hour is up, what are you going to do? As your disguise starts to falter.
I have to go back to the place that I was.
Okay.
So Raylan can find me.
So you could make a full loop if you wanted to in like an hour. You'd only make it a half hour out, so to speak, but you'd still see a good quarter of the city, give or take, with a little loop like that and end back at the stable if you wanted to, or nearby. Just kind of out of sight as best you can, trying to hide. Are you going to stay as you normally would be then when your disguise falls?
Yes.
And if so, where are you going to be?
I was gonna be in the barn still.
Okay. Up to you. I'm asking the questions here.
Yep.
He also said if you're not gone by noon, he's gonna call the
I
guards.
know.
Okay.
I don't know what
Just-
time it is.
Well, it's like 9. It'd be about
Oh.
9 o'clock by the time you get back.
Okay.
So it has not been that long. Okay, so you post up, you wait. Raylan's gone for a little longer than that. Are you hiding from anyone who comes in? Or what's the plan?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check for me
In the
then.
hay.
And make a stealth check for me then.
Like a kitty.
Someone coming in.
As you hide around, there are stable hands, of course, who come to
Oh.
take care of the horses and work at the inn.
Of course there are.
And so you're trying to keep out of their line of sight, trying to stay away from them as much as you can.
I was gonna pet the horses, so it's a bad idea. 28.
Okay. You hide very effectively amongst the hay. It seems like nobody is the wiser that you are in the barn at all.
What are they
think that,
talking?
uh,
Are they come in pair? Are they talking to each other? Are they like?
Did they say anything interesting?
the
like-
biggest thing that's probably interesting that they would be talking about is the call to arms, the muster. It seems like they're the military or the king is calling up as many people as he can in order to fill in the army's ranks right now. And it
Dude,
sounds
you don't
like
need to join the military just to impress Jessica, dude. You're gonna be
right?
just fine. Jessica thinks you're great just the way you are. Stay home. Be a good dad, you know?
But dude, they're paying in gold. We can't get anywhere with the silver that we make here at the inn.
Got a steady job, man. The military. It's tough life. Anyway, we don't need to keep going. This is too much. Sorry, Justin.
You're fine. You're fine. But yeah, she stays out of sight, listening to that little conversation, little discussion, as it sounds like the army is planning moving north, like that note, that poster, that notice had said. Rayland, after a couple of hours standing out front in the gates, kind of logging where those 3 people came from, what's the next plan for you?
Yeah. So, I suppose that my, I probably had to use 2 charges of the
You didn't
hat.
use any disguise self. You
Oh.
shaved yourself substantially.
Oh, well then fine. So yeah, then I'm a line cook.
At least
smoking.
you didn't say you were using the hat at all.
Well, okay. So then
Which
I'm
is
gonna.
why I had you roll.
Then I'm going to sort of duck like I'm about to go back to work, and when no one's looking, I'm going to try and actually, you know what? So yeah, I'm going to duck, and I'm going to start looking for the entrance to the dwarven part of the city. There is a dwarven section of Bresk, right?
There is. It is mainly underground, you know.
Yeah.
And there are there's just places periodically where you can go down underground and to the dwarven districts.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go back to. So if I found an entrance, I thought it might be hidden or something, kind of like the Elven district. So okay. Then yeah, I'll go back to where Winry is.
Okay. Starting to push towards 10 at this point. You make your way back towards the inn, go back to the stable behind it, and there's those couple of horse handlers, the stable men, who are back there chatting away. And when you get there, you look around. You don't see Winry.
Did she see me?
As long as you're not hiding, she could notice you. But there are a couple of stablemen who are in the place as well.
And do they look at me and ask what I'm doing there?
They had heard that there was somebody staying there. They are surprised at who it is because they had been told it was an old, scraggly looking halfling. So it's a little bit of a surprise that
I
you
had a chance to
shaved
shave
and
the
everything.
beard last night. It takes like 20 years off, you know?
Yeah, well, they didn't see you beforehand, so they just kind of, all right. I mean, the remnants of your shaving would be there as well.
Yeah, I figured. So
there's a little bit of evidence that somebody trimmed themselves last night, so it isn't too much of a surprise, but they are surprised at how youthful you look in comparison to what they were expecting.
Do you gentlemen mind if I get some privacy for a second in here?
Sure. Just we'll go take a short break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
They walk out. They just kind of head out to the side of the inn, kind of like what you were doing before, for a little break. Maybe not a smoke break, but something similar.
All right, we're gonna make
Video
our way.
unavailable.
Did Winry, are you in?
Head out once they leave.
Oh, okay, good. How did your mission go?
You were gone a long time. I think I found us a new place to stay.
Good. That's great.
Longer.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave here. You and I are going to. We have two options. Number one, we can break into Ceramis's quarters. Let's find out what that guy's up to. Really risky, though. We might want to save it until we've come up with some other stuff. I really want to know where the dwarf mage has gotten to. If we can find out where he lives in the dwarven quarter, maybe he can give us some more information if we talk to him. I have a feeling that he's on my side, on our side. It's just a gut feeling I have.
Because he's short.
Yeah, sure.
We see eye to eye on so many
I
things.
feel the same way, but I feel that because he has a sphinx or a mount. So.
Okay. That's such a weird thing to say. It's because he's got a kitty.
Really?
I'm a kitty, and
You're short, and he's short. He's a kitty. I'm a kitty.
we're friends.
All right, let's make our way to the dwarven quarter. I think we're gonna, if she can just like try to like keep her spots like somewhat hidden. We don't need to be like. I think we don't have to be too discreet. I think we just need to like kind of act natural, and then make our way into the dwarven quarter. The farthest entrance. Sorry.
They use disguise self again.
I don't think so. I think let's
Even
just.
though there's no posters.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Can you use
can
the
use
disguise
it.
kit again? What's the disguise
I-
kit? You can either use it or we can do the disguise kit. It's up to you.
I can use disguise self. It's 2 key points. Oh.
Yep.
First level spell, yep. So I can do that. 1, 2, 3, 3 times. Short rest. I can do that like all day.
Okay. Then
I will use
yeah, go ahead.
disguise self, and this time I'm going to be a man.
It means that your working period is like 2 hours, and then you have to spend 1 hour of a disguise self or without in order to rest and recuperate before you can cast it again.
Makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna. Oh, go ahead. What do you
Elven
look like
man.
now?
Elven man.
Elven man with blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
I will say there's basically no elves in this
Oh.
place.
Fuck. Oh, what are
It-
there?
It is actually
A
demographically split out for me. It is 65% human, 28% dwarf, 5%
Can't be a
orc,
dwarf. I have to be
1%
human.
half orc, and 1% other,
I
which
will
is a
be a
mixture of other assorted races.
male human with blonde hair.
I see how it is. Okay. Your
Blonde hair.
imagination
No.
knows no
6'5".
bounds.
Slightly
It was gonna be an elf.
Really into hockey.
Okay, so
That was
you
good,
guys
Ryan.
work your way along. Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
I'm
you-
just playing. You know, I'm just kidding.
You work your way along the streets then, working towards the Dwarven district. You want to go to the furthest one? Is that what you were trying to say?
The one that's furthest away from the center of the city where the castle is. So I'm just trying to kind of stay on the outskirts, imagining that the outskirts,
Oh, okay.
the further away you are from the castle, the further away you are from where rich people are and people that might actually want to catch us or like care to pay attention to that kind of stuff. So
Sure. So the problem is going to be that the Dwarven area is mostly under the older sections of the city, and therefore it is mainly in the center of town. It isn't
Okay.
entirely. It's a little sprawly, but beyond that, it does tend to be more towards the center.
hey, that's all good. Let's go down to where the dwarven part of the city is.
Okay. You both feel very uncomfortable, especially Winry, as you start making your way down there. Mostly just because everything is built to dwarven heights. So maybe Rayland, you might actually feel more comfortable for all I know.
So like the doorways are
Yep,
short.
the
and-
passageways are short. Where Winry's like having to stoop the whole time and kind of like crouch walk her way through the corridors and things like this as you make your way down into the dwarven reaches
How
of the
does
city.
that work with disguise self?
It works as long as you don't hit anything.
Okay.
Like if you've changed your height dramatically, I might make you roll for it. Like if you made yourself look bigger, for instance, that you didn't clip your head through on accident, something, I might make you consider it. But you were saying that you were roughly similar
Okay.
height, so I
Or
wouldn't
a
worry about it.
performance check in case
Right.
you're like,
Pretend.
that's good.
So kind of stooping your way through, making your way down into the dwarven areas. It is much darker, as you might have expected, underneath the city. It's mostly lit by sun rods and this sort of less flickering lights, but still lit.
I'm gonna
and-
whisper to Winry and say, "Remember, you're a human. You don't have dark sight down here."
It
Does
is.
that change?
No, it doesn't
you
change.
do have.
Oh, right. I have to act like I can't see.
So they're basically tunnels, is what the dwarves tend to live in here. It isn't like this huge, massive open area or anything like this. They tend to be runs that they will live in, and even the bigger areas for congregating tend to be crowded, cramped, and shorter than what you would normally have experienced up above. But there is a considerable amount of homely feeling culture down here, where everyone seems to be very familiar with each other, very friendly. The dwarves themselves tend to be very gregarious amongst themselves. It's almost like a different city is below the town than is above it.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for someone that might look like a kindly older person, older dwarf, someone who might be like
Sure.
helpful.
Sure. I don't have a problem with that. You can find someone who you think is going to be helpful to you.
And I'll approach and ask, terribly sorry to bother you, sir, or madam, whichever one Justin chooses.
It's hard to tell, actually.
That's weird.
No, they both have beards, if you
Right.
want to be specific, yeah.
I'm looking for Master Thravannos Vost.
Ravenvost?
Yeah.
Of Kelkin?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, you'd probably find him up above right now. Probably staying in the castle, if I don't miss my guess, to rally in the army.
Do you think there would be an opportunity to perhaps meet him down here?
Doesn't come down here very often anymore, only on special occasions. He's mostly out and about these days.
Oh,
Kind of forgotten where he grew up from, I hate to say it.
that's too bad.
Aye.
It
Well-
sounded like you said bye. Like, I'm done.
This conversation sucks. Bye.
Do you think he's chomping at the bit for war, just like the rest of them?
Oh, the Ravenvost did always enjoy a good fight, I'll say that. Supremely
But-
confident in his abilities.
But
His Sphinx is very pretty. His Sphinx is very pretty.
Oh yeah, hey, your voice cracked a bit there.
Sorry.
I can't say I know much about the Sphinx. I hate to say it. He picked that one up a little after he was down here.
do you know where he might be staying then? If he's not staying down here? In the castle?
I'd assume. I cannot say I keep that close a track on Thravenvost personally. He
Oh,
likely
wow.
be staying at the castle though. That's
Yeah, that's
he
what
is
I
a
figured,
general
too.
after all.
Well. Thank you for your
Bye,
time.
bro.
Aye.
So I guess we'll make our way. I'd like to just tour around a little bit. You said there's culture and stuff. It seems like a friendly place. Are the posters, are wanted posters down here?
You see one every now and then, but they're certainly less prevalent than they were up top.
Hmm.
There is still the same war recruiting effort posters about. And it wouldn't be that unreasonable for me to say that you might have passed by recruiting stations on your way around the city as well, where there would be kind of men lined up, signing up for the military.
Are there anybody? Oh, what's the word?
Protesting?
Does it look busy in the dwarven section, or are they like uninterested?
Oh, you mean so
Like, is there a long line, or is it just kind of like no?
somewhat? It's not any different than up above, really.
Oh, okay,
Where
okay.
there'd be a handful of people here and there. It's not like people are chomping at the bit to get themselves killed or anything. But at the same
Yeah.
time, there's
No,
enough
what you're-
people who are there trying to make a living for themselves.
What you're telling me is there isn't any sort of way to exploit cultural difference between the dwarves and the people above the dwarven.
I mean, you could try if you really wanted to, but they don't seem that different.
Yeah. No, that's yeah. Okay. What time is it now?
Well, afternoon,
Well,
maybe about noon.
coming up on the end of Winry's
Mhm.
disguise self. Okay, we're going to try and duck in an alley and let Winry
Let her refresh it.
refresh a little bit. And I do feel bad. Like, is there any way that we can like maybe jump ahead in time and like the crew can go to Gallo? Or
Don't feel
I'm
bad.
really
no, I
just
hadn't-
trying to decide what you're looking to do.
I mean,
what do you
I'm
want?
waiting for
this is
my
our-
opportune moment to jump in. Don't worry.
Okay, because the next one's going to be. I think what we'll do is we're going to try and sneak into the highly guarded embassy.
Okay, that's what I was kind of waiting for. Would you like to do it during the day or during the night?
You know what's
Nice.
funny? I actually think we should do it during the day.
Why?
Aramis won't be there.
Fair point.
Do you think it's less guarded during the day?
I think that it'll probably have the same amount of guards, and the odds are that most of the elite patrons that would live in the unit aren't going to be around.
Okay. Well, if we're sneaking, and then we can be ourselves, right?
We
Or
can
should
also
still...
we can disguise ourselves as what would be their bellhops. As we can probably disguise ourselves as people who work there.
servants.
Yeah.
The downside of that would be you haven't seen any of them.
What would they look like?
Yeah, fair enough.
You could try to wait. Rayland, you know what? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You probably, in hanging out outside of that building for a couple of hours, probably would have seen at least somebody come in and out of it that was a worker. So I think I'm good with that. If you wanted to have a general idea of what their livery looks like.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll describe the livery. To.
Well, you change yourself, and then I'll copy you.
Yeah. So
Fair.
let's we're gonna find a kind of out of the way place near the location.
Okay.
And,
Try to find an alley of some sort. Make your
yeah.
way over there. So, Winry, you would have had to cast it once more in order to get there initially.
Crap. Yep. We need to stop and. sit.
Yeah. So
You've cast it twice at this point.
Yep. Well, 3 times.
That would be the second time. Sorry, I was included in that second time. I want to make sure that you marked it that second
Okay.
one.
So let's try and find a way to sit in an alley.
Or wait, did you cast it first in the morning? No, you're right. This would be the
Yeah.
third time. On the
Okay.
way out of the dwarven area would be
Yeah.
the third time.
Okay. So we're gonna try and post up and take a short rest. So just an hour of hanging out in a
Mhm.
alley near this place, someplace that hopefully there aren't too many people coming in and out. Even if there are, we'll just try and duck behind a trash can type thing.
Sure. You could try to find a little bit less used area that has less people stopping in, this sort of thing. Winry, I will need you to make a stealth check, though, because your rest is going to happen partially after your disguise will have fallen.
30.
Okay. You find a very nice spot for you guys to post up, Rayland acting as a little bit of a guard for you, and you're able to take a short rest, recover your key points there, and begin to plan your assault on this fortified, guarded apartment, basically, with full resources.
Okay. We're gonna do it now. Do it live.
Go for it.
So, all right. Let's try. Let's
we'll do it
first
live.
turn on our
Disguises.
Turn on our disguises. We're gonna look like the servants that are there. We're going to not enter through the front though. We're gonna try and kind of walk around it just to see if there are any doors.
Service entrance.
Yep, there are
Yeah,
definitely servants entrance in the back.
Okay, and
In fact, there's 2 different ones. There's one that is you could know reasonably well with waiting for an hour beforehand. There'd be one entrance that would be used for deliveries, and there's a second entrance that's used more for staff arrivals.
Okay. I'm gonna try and sneak in through the deliveries one. So so if Winry can stick on me, we're gonna try and wait until someone actually comes to deliver something, and while that guy is distracted with the box or whatever is being delivered, I'd like to try and sneak in around him in whatever way I can, just so that they don't see me. Just try to even if
Are they bringing in big stuff?
They'd be carrying in like food or wine, this sort of
I'm
thing.
wondering if we can sneak in by like pretending to help. Oh, I got this.
Try to. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay. There are guards back here still as well, just so you're aware. But you guys just kind of waltz up as though you're staff servants. Walk up, start grabbing up something out of the back of the cart, and beginning to walk towards the doors, and like you're gonna go inside. The guard who watched you walk
As soon as they
up.
get to the door, into the guard, they hear Rayland hears in his head, "Are you okay? Are you alive? Are you caught?"
Great timing.
Like my teeth are like all of a sudden clenching up. Just focused on the mission here.
You could talk in your
Do
head,
not
but
respond.
You can respond just in your head. I don't think you have to say it out loud.
yeah, you don't.
Yes.
I checked.
Yeah. Okay.
That might even be difficult right now, though.
The guard looks at you two, who both walked up and started grabbing something to carry it inside. It's like, I don't remember you.
I was going to say it too, but I'm glad Becca had a finger on the pulse there.
I don't remember you two. You've been here? Been here for long?
No.
No. We actually just started today. The people that we're taking over for left to join the army, so they needed to find some help right away. That's us.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
Smart.
Roll good. Hey.
Nice.
Oh. Wow. Good.
Was the 20? Wait, did I roll twice? I didn't roll twice.
You had
did I?
advantage on the last one, I think, because of your disguise.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay,
23 is the new one.
23.
Okay, gives you a once over, looks at both of you and is like, All right, well, hurry up. Get that stuff to the kitchen.
All right, we'll get it in, and then as soon as no one is looking, we are going to slip in to the building.
Slip away, you mean?
Slip away.
Okay. You guys head in. You kind of drop off your delivery a little bit, kind of following everybody else, drop it off into the kitchen area. And then on the way back to the cart for everybody else, two of you slide off to the side and away from the rest of the group.
Is there a mailroom?
No, I don't think there'd be anything that sophisticated at this sort of a place. It would just be handled by the front desk.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm trying to visualize exactly what this space is looking up. I want to find a way to locate Ceramis's apartments. So my guess is I either have to find like a piece of mail, or somehow go to the front desk and like look up the books. Would there be any other place I can find books, like in this delivery area? Would there be a like 4 packages, hold Ceramis's packages
Or the
here?
kitchen.
You guys tell
that's
me
a
what
great.
you want to do.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Follow that one through, because I know what I would do. What?
Well, the food is being delivered to like a pantry, which I'm assuming is nearby a kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So grab a bottle of wine, and I'm gonna grab a bottle of wine, and I'm gonna like kind of sheepishly tug at one of the bellhops that looks like he knows what he's doing. Or bellhop, I don't know what to call him. One of the servants that knows what they're doing, and I'm gonna say, "Listen, Ceramus asked for a bottle of wine to be sent to his room. I think he's trying to celebrate something. This is my first day. Can you maybe tell me where to go for that?"
Did you clear that with the head chef?
Well, I'm assuming that Ceramus cleared it with the head chef.
Assuming can get you into trouble.
Oh.
As we said, it's our first day.
Yeah. I'm just doing what I'm
Dr.
told.
Randas. Dr. Randas, the head chef, before you do anything.
All right,
Clear
I'll
it with him.
I'll find Randas then. Is he?
He kind of nods you in his general direction, which is in the kitchen. He is the head cook. And he is, to be honest, he is a short man, as he is a halfling himself.
So you know him. He's another
Oh
cousin.
my gosh. He looks just like
Raven.
Raven. Yeah. So I'll approach him and be like, "Hey,
Raven to be a head chef.
listen. A guy told us that we should bring a bottle of wine up to Ceramis's apartments because he wants to celebrate later. Could you let us know where that is? Is that approved by you?"
Is this the correct wine that he usually drinks?
The two of you, go ahead and make deception checks again. As Randas begins to study both of you.
gosh.
Study us.
Jeez
20
Louise.
Oh my
20?
god.
total.
24.
He kind of gives you a once over, and he's like, "Don't remember any newbies starting today. Well, far be it for me to stop the noble and wonderful eater of gruel up there. You can take them up to him."
Yeah.
And he kind of waves you off and into the hallway.
Where
We gotta make that guy a part of our party.
What room is he in? I'll there's been a lot of turnover, so we were just kind of hired recently. What with the war and all.
Second floor, suite 5.
Yes, sir. I'll salute. I'll leave.
It gives you an odd look to your back of Winry, you can notice as Rayland turns to leave. But the two of you quickly hustle off away from Randas at that point, and towards the upstairs. Heading up a couple of flights of stairs from the servant level first to the main level and then to the second level beyond that. And it doesn't take you that long to find Suite 5, as they are all numbered.
But they are named, right? Their names aren't nicely plastered on the door.
No names. They just have numbers.
I'm going to I'm gonna say to sorry, I got a cough. Winry, excuse me. Winry, go and take a look out down the hall. Make sure no one's coming while I pick this lock. I'm assuming it's locked.
Why don't we just knock? We have the wine. Well, I guess he didn't want it. But maybe he would answer the door.
That's a good idea. Also a very good idea. Yeah, great idea. So knock, go ahead.
Knock, knock, knock.
The sound echoes through the hallway. There is no response.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'll go be a lookout.
Gonna pick the lock.
Okay. Go ahead and make a Thieves' Tools check.
Before I do that, can I just take a look for any magical tripwire or something that I can end up?
You certainly can. Go ahead and make an investigation check first, then.
I'm going to kind of feel around the edge of the door. It's a 9.
You do not find anything of interest around the door beyond that it is in fact locked.
Okay. I'm gonna shrug and pick that lock.
I'm gonna pee.
You're going to... Oh. That was Winry saying that she's going to pee.
I actually got a pee too. This has been too exciting for me. So I'm
Go
gonna
ahead and make a
pee,
Thieves' Tools check.
and then, or I'm gonna roll, and then I'm
Oh my gosh.
25.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Go ahead and take your pee
Rolling
if you
really
need to. Go for it.
Okay. All right.
Ow.
Meanwhile, are you guys gonna finally get to Gallo? No.
It's still the same day.
It's still the same day.
I don't know what you expected. This is what I fully expected.
Yeah, this is what I
Oh,
expected.
yeah, no.
We're riding on the
I'm-
back of the eagle and the wind's blowing really loud. We're like, I want... No.
Raylan
You
sounded
yelling
distracted.
it completely cut out. It completely cut out, Rob.
Oh, I was talking too loud.
You over.
Per
So
usual.
I wonder what Raylan's doing now. As the wind's
Yeah,
blowing,
whether
we have to
we'd-
yell at each other.
Whether we'd camped outside the gates somewhere hiding, or gone to Gallo together, I fully expected us to not do anything. So
I said my message.
sending.
Yep. Just for
You
your
sent your
information,
sending.
you're gonna have this full day of travel after the full day before, and then you'll be arriving at Duke Gallows in the noonish time the next day. Just so you know. So you're about 24 hours away at this point in time.
I didn't need to pay. Is there? Look, he's dressed. Shove his
Go ahead and make. What do you made it? All right, 25. The lock easily falls apart in your hands as you turn it and open it.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm gonna open the door.
Swing open the door. Mm-hmm.
Once again,
And-
I'd like to just take a quick peek just to make sure that there's no like tripwire on the other side of the door. Not that it matters, probably already tripped, but
There
Maybe I-
appears. Go ahead and make a perception check.
yeah, I'd love to know if maybe I did trip something.
Mhm.
Oh man, I'm such a dummy. All right, I'm too much.
You
too much
don't
of an
notice
idiot.
anything. You don't notice anything that's that
All right.
obvious. The
Then
only so you kind of give a once over to the room, look around it a little bit. There's a little table that's right by the entrance, kind of like, like some people have like a key table that they have next to the entrance to their house, and there's a little bell next to it that's hanging out there. There's a main room that it looks like. It's kind of a lounge room. Looks like there's a assortment of things that are laid out. You can tell that it is not just Ceramus who is here, but also his Inquisitor friend, who is also staying in this area. And there's a couple of adjacent bedrooms that come off of this. Seems like it is not uncommon for there to be two people or two beds, so to speak,
All right.
two rooms that are set up.
I'm gonna snap and motion for Winry to join me in the room.
Okay. The two of you head inside.
Should I
Close.
stay outside or do you want me in here?
I think let's team up and get through this as quickly as possible, trying to find
Okay.
whatever we can. This is on the second floor, you said?
It is second floor.
Okay. I'd like to take a quick look out the window just to see if they're just like as stealthily as I can so that no one sees me from outside. But
Mhm.
like, am I overlooking a main road or anything?
So trying to think which ones would be given. You'd be given the front ones. So yeah, you'd be overlooking the main
Yeah.
plaza.
So
the
I wouldn't be
city-
able
the
to.
castle gates themselves.
I wouldn't be able to extricate myself from the situation by going out the window stealthily.
Not
so okay.
sneakily, at least. In the middle of the.
I certainly
the
could
broad
defenestrate
day.
myself, yeah. So let's I'm gonna do a quick just listen to make sure that no one's like maybe listen for some snoring or something, just to make sure that no one's sleeping or anything.
Okay, yeah. You
They would've-
don't hear anything.
they
You give a
would've
quick
woken up.
look. You
Yeah,
give a
so-
quick look left and right. Peek in each of the bedrooms. It is empty. The place seems
All right.
to be empty.
I'm gonna point to one bedroom for Winry to go in, and I'll go in the other one. And I'm gonna start rooting around luggage and other stuff.
Absolutely. Go ahead and both of you make investigation checks.
Please roll better than I
This
have.
one we
been.
need another good roll there, Ryan. Nope.
7. Man, this is
-1. Oh goodness. Let's see. 2.
These are
no.
very good at the
Justin?
sneaking, not very good at the finding.
And I am not. I am. By the way, I'm tossing stuff aside. I am just going to like rip. I don't care if he knows I'm here.
Sure. Understood. You start just throwing things aside, and after a little bit of searching, you find a couple of correspondence within Ceramus's belongings. It seems like, taking a quick scan of it, looking it over, there was some sort of delivery that has been scheduled to be made to the castle. It looks like a various what should I call them? Various liquid components of various things. You don't really have a great feel for what they are. You're not exactly an alchemist or anything like this. But there's just a handful of things that are getting delivered per Ceramis's instructions to the castle, and it sounds like are scheduled for the future. You don't have much knowledge, first of all, to be able to parse them. And Winry in the other room is kind of slower, more carefully kind of moving things around, searching, unable to find much of interest. And you don't actually have much time either, as after a few minutes, you start to hear boots in the hallway. I'll give you each the moment to react.
Second floor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna say the window, and
Yeah.
open the window. Is there there's probably people below, but I don't care. I'm jumping and climbing down.
As you open the window and look outside, you see that there is a group of guards standing in the middle of the courtyard, staring up at you.
You want us to get caught.
Can I
As you
try
peek
another
your
window?
head out, they
We-
point and they say, "They're up there. Watch
We-
them."
Do we climb up?
You
Higher?
try to.
Yeah, climb up. Let's do it.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Yeah, we're great at that. 13.
Okay.
Who rolled a 1? 7.
Okay. With Winry,
We should have been worried about those high rolls before. Like, this is going to come back in a bad
Because
way.
I can't stay.
With Winry's help, though, Rayland, you're able to make it scrambling up to the top. Your hands were slippery. They're sliding a little bit, but you're able to grab Winry's tail in order to give yourself a little bit of extra leverage as she's able to work her way to the roof. Just as you get there, you hear the door to Ceramis and... I've already forgot his name. I'm not going to bother looking it up. The Inquisitor's rooms be kicked open, and you start to hear the sounds of many
Forex.
boots moving through. Thank you. Moving through the area. As they move through, you can hear the shouts from below that say, "They're going to the roof! Call for the griffins!"
Okay, so is this a taller building in the area?
Not particularly, but I mean, in the area, yeah, probably. It's
Is
only
it-
3 stories tall.
Is there something we could jump to?
You
Another
can
building?
certainly try.
Is
You're going to try to make a rooftop escape at this point?
making a rooftop
Or
escape.
is that better than getting caught and being in prison? Can we do anything in prison?
I think let's make a rooftop escape while we can.
Yeah, give it your
Both of
best
you-
shot.
certainly try.
Both of you make acrobatics checks.
My acrobatics has to be good, right?
Hopefully.
All right, 24.
Hey.
And I have something called rooftop. Let me see here.
15.
Second story work. Climbing no longer costs you extra movement. You can make a running jump. The
Oh.
distance you cover increases by 3 feet.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, you don't
So-
need it, but I would have given you advantage for having that. For jumping from roof to roof. But in this case, you didn't need the help. Winry just barely able to make the jump to the next building as you guys start your quick escape as fast as you can. As you start to make it to cross that first building, jumping to the next one, you start to hear the flapping of wings in the distance.
All right, we got to get off the roofs. So I'm gonna try and see if there's like a fire escape somewhere nearby. We can maybe like run down that to an alley.
We'll call it
Right
a
there, mister.
gutter.
I live in New York.
No fire escape. Oh, these aren't up to code.
Yeah.
Just kind of jumping back and forth from window to window, kind of working your way downwards like a parkour on your way down. Go ahead and make
Great
another acrobatics check, each of you.
Really? Parkour. Parkour.
He's saying it in his head, yeah.
12.
Oh.
23.
Winry makes it look very easy on her way down. Rayland makes it about half the way before you fall the rest of the way.
First blood.
Yep, first blood. Very tiny blood. You take 1 point of damage as you fall the last 10 feet to the ground, kind of twisting your ankle just slightly as you land, as you're able to kind of scramble and start moving. You can hear the boots behind you as they continue to work and circle, and you can hear the sounds of horns and of men clattering through the streets as they're trying to circle around you. It's hard to say. You're in a real frantic situation. What's you doing?
All right, I'm
gonna
gonna
time to look.
As we're going down, I'm gonna use the hat to change my disguise into a dwarven man.
Okay. Keep in mind, just like what you were looking for, though, this area is relatively not populated because you were looking for alleyways and such nearby that you could hang out in and take a long rest in. Turns out that's kind of what's nearby here. Unfortunately, it's paying you back now as it's a little bit less populated, and it may or may not make disguises more difficult. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's just try and be disguised in case we make it out of here somehow.
So you land, you kind of limp slightly as you land, quickly turning into a dwarven man as you do so. Winry?
I will follow his lead
And
become a not chubby human woman.
okay. What's the plan? You continue running?
Yeah, we're gonna run.
Do we have to walk now,
No,
though? We're trying to disguise ourselves.
In an alleyway, there's no one else around us. What we want to do is we want to try and find our way out of the alleyways and into maybe a more crowded place, but without the guards seeing us get there.
Okay. You guys start running towards crowds then, towards the busier streets, busier areas. As you do so, you come closer, at least, to guards. Maybe not right past them, but within eyeshot and this sort of thing. Go ahead and make a stealth check, each of you, for me. And I'm going to say make it with disadvantage because you're on the run.
So
Winry gets
3.
advantage, so is she
17.
just straight roll?
All right, good.
All right, mine's 13.
Okay. As you come running past one of the groups, making it out towards the main thoroughfare that's going through this town, you hear one of the guards behind you say, they basically say, the dwarf, he's running, go get him. And a group of guards dispatches away from the rest of them who are trying to make this like dragnet search of the area in order to chase the two of you down who are running away.
Okay. How far? Like, so I'm gonna keep then running.
They can keep up with you roughly.
Yeah. Is there a mid-level tavern that I can duck into?
Sure, you could try to find a tavern in nearby. It takes you a couple of minutes of running, sprinting down the street with these guards in tow before you duck into what looks like a reasonable establishment and kind of diving in through it. As you dive in, everybody looks at you strangely as you come panting, sprinting through the door, looking around.
All right, gonna run into the back of the place, the kitchens, go out through the alleyway in the back.
You hear like, hey, you're not allowed back, and you just blow past them, flying through into the back area, through the back door, out the back. You can hear behind you the sounds of guards as they come crashing through the front door as well. And the man says, hey, they went out the back. And the guards just start piling after you. You have a moment before they can see you again.
Change to something else, Rayland? Did I see what I was?
Relatively sure, but I mean, you were running with this man together. The two of you were being chased.
Yeah. So once again, change to
chase music.
Change to a halfling with long hair, and I'm trying to decide: is there a ladder nearby or something I can shimmy up? All right. Well, I'm gonna look at the. I'm gonna try and find a surface that I can climb as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Climbing no longer costs me extra movement. Is one thing that is said in my second story work.
True, but there are walls that are slick, and you still have to be able to climb them.
Okay.
Even if it does not, I tend to give you advantage for it.
Okay.
Is
Is there
how
any?
I've been.
I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, do I see a place where I can get purchase?
So if you're looking backwards, so to speak, on the building that you just came out of, you could definitely try to climb up it along the windowsills and such to try to get to the roof.
All right, let's do it. Is that
Go for
okay
it.
with
Make an
Winry?
athletics check.
Is that okay with? Does Winry have another idea? If she like,
I was gonna split off from you
Okay.
and become
Oh.
an old man, dirty old man, and just try to walk my way to the walls or out the. I guess I just make it out the gate.
yeah, out
Just
the
kind of walk
alleyway,
away as though you're
try to
not
get-
part of this, effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good
Go ahead
idea.
and make a deception check.
And I'm gonna climb up the roof. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You make an athletics check.
Yes. Well,
You can do it with advantage,
22.
although you don't need it. Okay. Rayland, you start galloping upwards. Winry, it seems like nobody really paid you much mind as the guards come out. They point upwards, and once again, you can hear the flapping of a griffin, which has been dispatched out to help this group as well. One of the griffins is split off. As Rayland, you make it to the roof, you come pretty close to face with this griffin, who is about 30, 50 feet away from you, hovering, just kind of searching the area as it's been following that guard patrol, which has been following you. As you kind of see the griffin rider making eye contact with you on top of the roof, you can hear the guards from below starting to climb, at least a couple of them. There's other ones that have stayed on the ground, kind of circling the building, looking at where you might go next.
all right, I'm gonna try and jump to the next building.
Make an acrobatics check.
Advantage still for that.
He doesn't have advantage on acrobatics.
That's climbing.
With a 12, you just barely make it to the other side, but it's enough to slow you. And as it slows you, the griffin comes swooping in. The griffin's much faster than you, turns out, as you might have expected. And as it does so, it gets to you fast. And when it does, it swipes at you with its claws, as both claws come raking across past you. One is a miss, one is a natural 20.
Oh boy.
It deals 19 points of slashing damage as the claw comes raking across your back, the one that finds true purchase on you. Its disguised self is not concentration, though, right?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. So it just comes raking across the back of this dwarven man who was seen running away. You just make it to the other side.
I did change myself to another thing, but it's fine. At this point, they know what I am. I changed myself to a halfling with long hair, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. But either way, they were chasing the man who was running effectively, and as you
Yeah,
started
I know.
running up
I
the
wasn't.
walls,
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily walking away like Winry was.
the griffin gets one good slash across you, and at that point, the griffin is faster than you. He will be able to stay with you unless you do something. You could try to jump back down amongst the city streets again. But the guards are down there. They were trying to chase and follow. There's 2 of them that came up top, and there's another 6 who are down below who are kind of circling the areas that you continue to go towards.
I'm gonna jump on the griffin.
Oh.
Oh, I'll do it. I can do it. When I'm go to bed, I'll do it. Okay. Yeah. Jumping on the griffin.
Okay. Go ahead and make a athletics check. The griffin was close enough. It's not difficult for you to get to the griffin, but there is a rider on the back of the griffin that you need to then overpower.
Okay.
That's a good roll.
16.
Okay. He's strapped in with his feet, so you're able to jump on, and you kind of give him a shove, and as you do so, 1 foot comes free. But the man is resolute for the time being, and the 2 of you are fighting over control on the back of this griffin, but you've gotten 1 of his feet free. If you're going to continue wrestling with him, we'll make another athletics check.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's do it.
Okay. He's fighting against you with everything he has to stay on.
By the way, I do have advantage on strength being pushed, moved, or knocked down. I don't know if that has any kind of effect. Indomitability. It's okay. I mean, it isn't. I'm not technically being pushed by him. At the moment.
You are.
I'm going to say you have advantage on the last one then. So what I'm doing is I'm doing basically a contest here. And so you've pushed the needle from he's going to shove you off to kind of midpoint at this point. And so you can have advantage on when you're about to be shoved off, because that's when he's looking to actually push you off and you would be moving backwards at that point. That's when I'll give you advantage. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and make a straight roll for this one.
Okay. 11.
I rolled also an 11. That is a draw. Nothing happens. Let's continue. Make another. The griffin just wavering in midair, fighting against you.
8.
This time, unfortunately, he pushes you back. You're on the verge of falling off. You can go ahead and have advantage on this next one.
Okay.
All this time is given the guards enough time to be able to catch up to you, to look around, to be prepared for anything that might happen. There's 6 guards now who are around that building that you guys were fighting over. There are 2 guards at the top of the building waiting for you to fall.
18.
I also rolled an 18.
Damn it, Justin.
What do I get now? What do I do?
Same thing. Roll it again. Exact same.
Advantage?
With advantage.
Yep. 13 for me. I'll say it first.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the Griffin
Yeah.
rider is able to push you just enough to unbalance you, unseat you, and you fall. You will also take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall to the rooftops. And as you fall there, 2 guards right above you immediately land on top of you. They both just jump on you, one of them wrenching your arms backwards, trying to throw handcuffs on you. You get one last attempt if you'd like to try to resist.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get out of there. Try and run away.
You can make an athletics or an acrobatics check to escape the grapple. They have advantage because there are 2 of them who are attempting to subdue you.
Okay, 14.
They have to make athletics checks to try to hold you. They have a +4, and with advantage. Ooh, I rolled a natural 20. The 2 men wrench your arms backwards, slap on the handcuffs, one of them grabbing you by the legs, one of you by the cuffs, and kind of smushing your face into the top of this roof. They subdue you, just enough for the Griffin rider and the Griffin to provide assistance, and the other men to climb up to the rooftops and take you into custody. Winry, you got to watch all of that occur.
How are you now? You okay?
Not
Been
great.
better.
It's like every 2 hours I send a message. Except I only have 3, so I wouldn't do that.
Winry, you just watched all of this happen, at least to some extent. You saw Rayland on the back of the Griffin for a moment, fighting for control with this other man before being thrown down. And then it sounds like, from the sounds, on a neighboring rooftop, you're on the ground next to it. It sounds like he's been taken into custody.
I'm going to try to walk out the gate. Tears slowly leaking out my eyes.
You're leaving the whole city?
I need to get help.
Oh, you're
I
heading... Okay, I wasn't sure what you meant by the
I
gate.
can't make you, I can't help you escape.
Well, yeah, I think you've got a couple of choices.
I think you got more choice. Think about it a little bit.
I think don't fucking leave
I think
me
what
and
you're
think
doing
about
there
it.
is wrong.
I think you got a couple of choices. You can either do what you had initially considered doing, or you can continue the actions by yourself, or you can leave and head to Gallo by yourself. I want you to make a decision.
I'm going to post up by the castle as an old man.
Okay.
And
Dirty old man.
wait for Rexington and follow him.
Okay. It only takes a couple of minutes first for Rayland to be taken down from the rooftops. Interestingly, also, by the way, your disguise immediately fails as soon as the handcuffs are snapped on, also, as they're intentional in that way. And
just
so
out of curiosity, is
the
Raylan
halfling-
is Raylan being like all like spitting and biting and cussing, or is he just going?
I'm
quietly?
assuming.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
Okay.
But they have you well and secured at this point, subdued as best they can, and the whole group, the 8 of them, are bringing you back in. As they start to bring you back in, Rayland, Winry, you can both see Ceramus standing in the doorway to the apartments, and he has in his hand this little bell, and he's kind of dinging it back and forth as the two of you, or as Rayland gets taken into custody.
Had an alarm.
What's the bell? Is a
You missed the
magical-
alarm.
Yeah. He had an alarm set in his room.
The bell is actually a piece, one of the 2 pieces to a traditional alarm spell. There's a bell and a fine string.
Yep. Yep.
And unfortunately, you didn't find the alarm. And then you also didn't find that you'd cut it because of how terribly you rolled for both of those checks.
Yeah.
And so the guards got the jump on you, and they were right behind you from the start.
Yeah. It's karma. I mean, it is karma.
Winry, it'll be a little bit. Actually, it won't, because they're going to take lunch at some point. But they'll take a little break for them to all come out. He is not by himself by any means, but at some point in the afternoon, if you wait long enough, kind of refreshing your disguise and taking time to yourself to be able to short rest the whole. You're taking a short rest the whole time while you're just standing there anyway, so I'm not going to worry about your spell slots. They do break, and all of the proxies and the couple of lords and ladies do kind of come out periodically, or like one at a time, kind of mingling, this sort of thing in the square. Kind of hanging out, discussing things before they make their way across to their inn once more, or their apartment, whatever you want to call it.
Are the apartments
One of the people
that Ceramus is in the same as the Lord and Ladies?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a couple of floors. One of the floors basically is devoted to the proxies or lords and ladies, depending on who is there. That's why there's the split rooms. And then there's a second floor that's used for guest dignitaries, is effectively how that works. One of them who comes out looks very similar to Rayland, like I'd said before. Just a very slicked, cleaned, suave Rayland, I guess you could call him. I don't remember if you've actually seen Rex yourself.
Yeah, we met him.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did see him. That's right.
He introduced
so
himself.
yeah, you do recognize Rexington as he comes out.
I'm going to change myself to a sexy human woman and approach him.
Go ahead and just make a charisma check for me, would you?
What? Charisma.
I really just want to see what he's gonna come across as here.
Uh-huh. 9.
Okay, not the worst, but not great.
You
Kind of
trip a little.
awkward a little bit. Yeah, a little awkward as you come
Swaying
sweeping
your
up,
hips, but
trying
you let out a
to.
little fart.
As you approach him, he's got a couple of guards that are with him, and he kind of looks you over, kind of gives you a once-over, and says, "What can I do for you?"
You're Rayland's brother, right? Is there somewhere we can talk privately?
His eyes flash as soon as you say that name, and he says, "Yes, why don't we head back to my rooms? I think that would be the appropriate place for such a discussion."
I'll follow him.
And as you head into the apartment building, by yourself with Rex Royal. That is where we're going to end for tonight's session.